What is going on, Colts Nation? Here's Jamal, and I'm Eric, your co-host of the Colts Cast.
Good evening.
Danny Dimes. No. What they call him? Vanilla Vic. They call him Vanilla Vic. Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
You gotta love it. Daniel Jones is coming to Indy after finalizing a 1-year, $14 million contract. Got about $6 million in the signing bonus, seven and some change, fully guaranteed. Max value of $17.7 million with incentives per NFL Network's Tom Pelissero. A 6-season starter, Jamal, before getting benched and released by the New York Giants. He's joining the competition. Woo. AR versus DJ. Believe it or not, this is adequate competition for Richardson, and we're here to talk about it. Jamal, where would you like to start?
I think that the part we have to start with, without question, is just some of the things. I mean, of course, a lot of this came out when I was busy today, but got a chance on my commute home to listen to some different takes, and I read a couple things today throughout the day. And I think the biggest thing to talk about for just a minute is just the utter disrespect Pat McAfee has been given to this organization, to this team, and more in particular Anthony Richardson. Now I get.
Well, I would say, hold on, as I interrupt you real quick.
Yeah.
I would say he did say to please like, subscribe, and comment on this video with your thoughts. He did say that. He shouted out the Colts Cast.
He did.
I want to say he did. Go ahead, though. Go ahead.
The glazing has just been something crazy. I didn't realize that Daniel Jones was a Krispy Kreme donut, because it's been pretty obvious that Pat McAfee has only one place he wants to be, and that's inside that hole. It is absolutely bonkers. It is bonkers. I understand Richardson has not had his best performance for this team over the past couple of years. I get that. Let me golly, I should have known this was gonna happen, Eric. I didn't write down notes today. This is all gonna be off the top of the dome for me. But I want to start by saying that I hope the best player wins. The best player wins this. Best quarterback wins.
Agreed.
I am not going to sit here and say that Richardson's the best quarterback, but I'm also not going to sit here and say that Daniel Jones is the best quarterback, because I don't know who's the better quarterback at this point. We can look at stats and all the other BS. What's going to come down to is who can work in this system the best, and that's what it's going to boil down to. Pat McAfee, on the other hand, seems to think that at this point it is only Danny Dimes, Indiana Jones, Vanilla Vic, every other name you want to say. I don't know how someone can ride someone's meat that hard.
Vanilla Vic.
It is crazy.
That name is hard.
It is a dope name. I'm not gonna lie, but I think McAfee said something along the lines of like, after he's bashed Richardson every single opportunity he's gotten, he then backtracks today, and I won't say backtrack because it's I know it was rhetorical with him saying this, but essentially say Richardson still has some gas in the tank. He said teams would be successful with him if he maybe he gets a fresh start. But then when he talks about the Colts and why Richardson doesn't work out for the Colts, he says, the more they learn about him, they won't be torn. I think one of the guys said Indianapolis is kind of torn between, the fan bases, torn between Richardson being here versus being not. McAfee continued on to say, the more they learn about him, the more they won't be torn. It's just one of those situations where I don't understand, like, why you just are this like upset about this guy and this team for the team he used to play for. And just be real. Like, at least whenever, and I know this is his job. I know he's a media personality, yada, yada, yada. I know people. But, like, at least when I give my hatred for Ballard, I give you a reason why I don't like him. Like, Richardson, McAfee can only just continue to sit here and say, like, all these sly remarks, sly shots.
He's got to know something we don't.
He does, and which is fine, but it's just like, be a little more transparent with everybody. Then let me know why you truly don't like him that much. And this is why I hope, for the sake of Richardson, I hope that, and I know this is episode about him, but actually, I guess you say it is because we're talking about both these guys. I hope Richardson listens to the critiques, not only so much from McAfee, but just from people in general. And I just really hope this drives him to be the best person he can be. Again, not so much for him to just take over for the Colts, but just for him to grow and develop as a player himself, because I've just never seen someone just dog you and talk down about you every single day they can, every opportunity they get. Then you bring Vanilla Vic in the building, and they are showing every single highlight of the Vikings game that he played, a couple years ago. Not all these other games, but like the Vikings game and all that stuff. Just going crazy, like it's a dog and pony show about Daniel Jones, who's now on his third team. He's on his third team. So I don't know how he's our Lord and Savior when he's on his third team. But who am I? Who am I? He's our starter, according to McAfee and the guys. 1 year, $14 million means he's the auto starter here.
What?
Richardson's time in Indianapolis is gone. Pack it up, get out of town. It's been real. But I just truly hope it lights the fire it needs to underneath Richardson to just be the best version of himself. And if he loses that battle, it is what it is. I won't be mad either way because I want the best player on the field. But I just don't understand the legitimate disrespect you can give to somebody like that for no reason, or at least a reason you won't let be made public. Because you're just throwing shots at somebody who's not going to throw shots. Richardson's not going to jeopardize his career to go back and forth with you because you have a contract with ESPN and you're an entertainer. This is your job to do all this stuff. But that's enough about that, Eric. You can give your thoughts on it as well, man. All y'all drop a comment below as well, because I know plenty of Colts fans have said their piece on X, Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, you name it. They've been talking all day long about this disrespect. It's just disrespect.
Man, I didn't know we were starting there.
I had to get off.
Man. Yeah, I would have to agree, Jamal, that I mean he takes a lot of shots at Richardson. Not sure why. I get it. He tapped out. Like he tapped out of the game. That's crazy.
That's
I think
old news.
from a player perspective, you probably feel some type of way about that. But I would have to say I think it's AR's job to lose. I think they paid Daniel Jones a lot of money, and we talked about. I mean, he's been a former starter for 6 seasons. Whether great or not, I think he's going to put pressure on Anthony Richardson.
Absolutely.
But I think most of Colts Nation, I think even Chris Ballard wants Anthony Richardson to succeed, wants him to be like QB1. But I think Chris Ballard has acquired that full coverage insurance for this offense. We look back at the other backup quarterbacks for this team in the last 2 years. Joe Flacco, $4.5 million. Gardner Minshew, $3.5 million. But you're giving this guy more than triple that to be the quote backup quarterback. I know he's competing, but still right now QB2. I don't know. I just think that speaks volume. And Jamal, I mean, he does have a real shot at starting. Like Daniel Jones is right there. We saw Anthony Richardson's regression last year. It was tremendous. It was a tremendous regression from his first year of those 4 to 5 games we saw and the flashes we saw and the things he did. So I would say, Daniel Jones has a clear shot, and just like Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Geno Smith, who are able to revive their careers on different teams. Daniel Jones, like this could be the spot for Daniel Jones. I feel like we run the most RPO of any team in the NFL ever since Shane Steichen's come in. Daniel Jones is very mobile, just like Anthony Richardson. I just think RPO is a little more simpler. Just you got to pass the ball quickly. You either hand it off or you take it yourself. That's not going to be fairly complex for someone like Daniel Jones. I think quick passes, get a pre and post snap read in, boom, you're good. You're not going through sequential progressions to find an open receiver at every down. Like it's just, I think he's always benefited from play action and RPO, things like that ever since Duke. So it's like, I think that's where he's best at. So I think he should be utilized fairly well in this offense. Who would I rather see at QB1 come week 1? I want to see Anthony Richardson, but I don't want to see Anthony Richardson get a hall pass to the QB1 spot. I want him to compete for it and truly beat Daniel Jones out. But I saw on X today, Ian Hartitz, he tweeted that lowest passer rating in the NFL over the past 2 seasons, Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson. So this
He's scraping.
Yeah, I mean, we're at the bottom of the bin right now. I know Richardson, litany of injuries, hasn't been the best passer. Daniel Jones, I think you could argue lack of weapons. O-line isn't as great. But he's also not the best decision maker, things like that. But I really think Jamal, this is a win-win situation, especially for you. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because if AR can't beat Daniel Jones out, I think we just have bigger issues than that. And it starts from the top. We've always said this.
See ya.
Yeah, it starts with a full reset because this is what's gonna happen. And I know you want this, Jamal. Let's just say AR loses week 1. Like he loses the starting spot, and Daniel Jones is what everyone thinks Daniel Jones is, and we go what 4-13. Chris Ballard's out of here. He's got to be at that point. And Anthony Richardson's future, at least with the Indianapolis Colts, is finished. So you get that full reset. It's time to clear house, and 2026 NFL draft. We're looking at a new quarterback to draft because we're going to get that top 5. That's how it's looking.
Yeah.
The other end of the spectrum is Daniel Jones or Anthony Richardson figures it out here, and we go from that 7-8 win team into the playoffs. And then we start competing. And competitive football, I would say, look, I know we hate being mediocre, but playoffs to me, I think if you make the playoffs, you're not mediocre. Mediocre is when you barely miss the playoffs like we just did in the last 2 years. You make the playoffs, you punch your ticket in, you're competitive, the fans are rooting for you. It's just a whole different experience. The franchise just feels good. Like you're in a good spot when you make the playoffs. I just think that's going to make everyone better. It's going to make people want to come here when you have a winning football team, things like that. So those are the two ends I'm shooting for, Jamal. I don't want to be here. I don't.
Yeah.
I
agree.
Mediocrity so Anthony Richardson has to take that year 3 leap. That's going to push us over, or it's going to show us something. Or Daniel Jones is going to revive his career, or I don't want anything. I don't want anything close to average, bro. I need a resurgence. So you give me one of those two, and I'm happy because on one end, Chris Ballard's out of here. On the other, we're in the playoffs.
I can't argue with that. I mean, I like that you're staying out the middle of the pack, and this is most important, and obviously, as a season ticket holder who spends a lot of money on Colts tickets every single year, the last thing I want to do is go to games, go to a 4-13 season, and not even be able to give away my tickets because no one wants them. So, yeah, I fully agree. I'd rather be on the side of playoffs than a sub 500 season, But again, we're gonna see what happens. Like you said,
I mean, have you been to a Colts playoff game?
No. Every year I put my card information in because you have to pre-put it in, and they say, "Don't worry, we'll just debit it whenever we get to the playoffs." Well, I'm never worried about it because I'm like, "Oh, we're not going, so it don't matter." So I just
exactly
throw it in there. It doesn't matter.
Wouldn't it be nice to? Well, I doubt we'd have a home game, but even if we did, wouldn't it be nice to have just like a home game against, I don't know, just a good team and just have some good competitive football? Absolutely. I don't know. It just, and we're ambitious here, but
yeah, we are.
That's kind of what I'm looking at. So like Daniel Jones, I know we paid him a good bit of money, but Chris Ballard has been a spender so far, and he's doing a lot of things to have additional cap space this year. So, it's not really front loading everything. So I don't know. This probably won't be the last pickup. I think he's got a little bit more to go. But you shouldn't really be mad about the Daniel Jones pickup. You probably shouldn't be ecstatic like Pat McAfee was, but you really shouldn't be mad because I think based off those two scenarios, those are wins for NFL football teams.
Yeah, sure.
There's a lot of teams that have turned it around after tanking for a little bit, quote unquote tanking, and then you always want to be a competitive football team. Like even someone like the Pittsburgh Steelers, like they always feel like they're one piece away, but like Mike Tomlin, they always have that team good, competitive, and then their fans love that team. So it's, I don't know, that culture. We kind of want to bring it back, especially after last season.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Like you said, the best, let the best quarterback win. That's what I want to see. I want to see who's gonna get out there, who's gonna work the hardest in the weight room, in the film room, on the field, That's all I care about. And may the best man win, whoever that is. And
Mm.
let's get ready because, like you said, I know there's some more moves. Balor's back is against the wall. My man is dishing out money like never before because he realizes, hey, listen, I got about I got 260 something days left in this seat before I'm out E3000. So spend that money now.
Yeah, and you know, I know you want him out, Jamal, but like I said, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel.
Oh, he's already. I already told you all yesterday when he made these couple signings. He just gained himself a couple years. He spent a little money. He
We
gained himself a couple
we
years.
go
He's not
11
going
and
anywhere.
if we go 11-6, he can't get fired, right?
Ursay's already gave him a 6-year extension. Don't worry about it. You'll see it. You'll see it at the end of the season.
Daniel Jones, everybody. So Vanilla Vic is here, and
Big.
we are. He's about to pressure bust pipes, but he don't feel none. Anthony Richardson, he's about to feel the pressure, I think, this season. So
Absolutely.
this will be an exciting offseason to follow. Probably one of the biggest quarterback competitions in this training camp, kind of like Justin Fields and Russell Wilson was last year. So we'll see. We'll see, man.
Heck yeah. That's it. Be sure to drop them comments below, y'all. If you made it to this far in the video, let us know what you think. We're going to get out of here.
We're going to get out of here. That's going to be it for us, everyone. Thank you for listening to the Colts Cast. We are live on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or any platform you use to listen to podcasts. And we'll be back next time to give you some more Indianapolis Colts content.
Take it easy.
Later.